Nope. Nope. That's... Alright. Give me a second. Where is the game? Where's the game? Nope, that's the... There it is. Alright, the game is set. And hello everyone. I'm hoping of anyone right now. Alright, everything looks solid. Hey Drake. We'll go ahead and get started with first game. I never got to see with the HD, so I'm looking forward to this. Start from this episode. Yep. And I'm coming through. I forgot my glasses. I'm sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. I am not going to read this. In the future, prosecutors building 12th floor hallway. Hard to believe I've been away from my office for a whole month. Hope Detective Gumshoe's been keeping an eye on my office. And keeping it clean. Door's unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? Blood? What the? What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Identify yourself. Shut up. You got some nerve committing a murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Well, let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing a murder in my office. No one. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. My prosecutor's office is room 1202. Finished photography of the victim's body, sir. Photography. Yes. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Why did I pick the game full of reading? Miles Edgeworth is the villain for the first game, but he warms up as a character. He becomes a little more complicated in that regard. In fact, he gets back to being Phoenix Wright's friend. It really is the classic trope of hero turns the villain into a good guy. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Are you okay, sir? It's a good series. I would recommend. Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. I heard that murder had taken place in your office. I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Shonshu. He is a detective with the local precinct. We always miss that word first time around. He's the rival. I feel like that's how he developed, but at the first case that he's featured, he's very much villain. And when they decided to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? Nah, I'm perfectly fine. Villain is Manfred Villain Cameron. You don't really meet him until the fourth case. He is... But like in the second case, Edgeworth is by all means a proper villain. But like the proper big bad villain is Manfred. I guess you could call Edgeworth more like a mid-boss. Damn. I'm perfectly fine, however... Look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit soiled my floor with dirt rather than, well, no one gets away with tracking mud in my office. Whoa, sounds like you're really getting burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it's my responsibility to solve it. He is Manfred von Karma's protege. I was going to say more, but I couldn't think of more that actually sums it up. Manfred Karma taught how to prosecute, and that's where he gets his style that Phoenix criticizes him when Phoenix writes, like, oh man, this guy's a terrible prosecutor. The rumors about him. Yeah, this crime was committed in my office, so it's my responsibility to solve it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed, our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? Oh boy. The source of all the jokes about how logic's a superpower in this universe. By finding the connection between the two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That's the end of a result of using logic. So how do you use it? What's an airport? First, I recall information we've covered with Q, then I connect them together with T. Now to use Q and recall the facts. And then try connecting it. For security reasons, all prosecutors' swords are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have to have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of his crime as a mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. It hurts. Yes, well, when you follow the leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before reading lines, I could pronounce words. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. I really should have been more prepared to answer the questions to catch you up than I was. Sorry about that, Sentient. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I wanted to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it. If you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. You called, sir? Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just I rushed here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. Investigations just got started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, upon my return I found my office door to be unlocked. And what waited me inside was this whole messy affair. Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective... Sorry, sir. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. I guess. I'm sure there's definitely easy ways to sum it up. Of course, sir. Examine anything and everything with space. By checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence we collected with E. For information leads, it's Q. That's it. Great job, sir. Deductible reasonable is the way to go. It's called deductive reasoning, detective. Something you clearly lack. Alright, so G is my options. So I could go, say, from here as well. Q, agency. Like a cake that got dropped on the floor and cleaned up. Huh? Yes, it's a spin-off of it, actually. Examine talk. Oh, hey, there's a history thing. That is very useful. And of course, don't have anything there. Oh, right. I'm good. Let's get poking around. Okay, so... Alright, I have running. I have a tap toggle setting on it. You gotta change the running from tap or hold, which is pretty cool. I'll leave it on and run. I'm also just going to use the keyboard. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Actually some spots will benefit from the house. Something about the shoes? Nothing of interest here. Let's see here. Blood over his lower abdominal area. Why'd you kill that guy? It was totally not me. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep. Until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all evidence I find either in or with my organizer. If I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to proceed to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too, as we saw earlier. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. And 10, don't lose track of the case you're working on. He got a shot of the crush on the abdomen. It does look like it could be, but I think that's because the blood going down before he fell onto his side. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinkydink. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith Detective. Oh, the sequel to Good Names and Detectives. Dead Detectives, that is. Your victim was a detective just like you. I do not like how that looks, so I won't touch that yet. Files are all over the floor, sir. Probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Aw, I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't ever recall asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. Just added clean to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? Holding his butt as well, so the bull probably exited. Alright. Nope. Not touching that yet. Ah, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. The killer's going to pay. This tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. That doesn't say basically anything, Edgeworth. What? I feel like the killer's wasted one of my paychecks. He doesn't have a life. He slashed his waiver just so much. He must work 28 hours a day just to make the medal. Oh, it's your trophy, the Knight of Prosecutors, right? This is a reference to a case. King of Prosecutors. It's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that's something only I could determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Gumshoe is really the biggest victim of the series. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat out and watched any of that show. Your own worth is in Hedge. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero, the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Odi Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like The Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Odi Tokyo, and The Nickel Samurai, along with deluge of merchandise, and even a new stage show gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let's return to the investigation. Post haste! Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns. As you is such a good son. Wendy, isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice at Stuck? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never... a while since I sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy, it looks newer than when I first bought it. Haha, yeah. That thing's so polished that makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, Detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And he did such a good job protecting it that murder occurred That's harsh, sir. I have to admit, the desk has never looked better. So I guess I can't dock his pay. Ouch, they even knocked over your chess set. I had all set up already for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. Huh. In that case, I suppose I could set some time aside after we solve the case. So I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity too much. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes sir, nothing out of ordinary right now. There's a gun right in front of you, I hope. And yet there's something out of an ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Oh, that wasn't Edgeworth. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. Ha! I did the word right first time around. I have defied fate. I don't use mine much, except emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. It's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. Seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Not to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on the sofa. That thing looks a million times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too, just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. I think the gun's a decoy. Mayhaps. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think you can afford to take any time off. Who assured that one, Mr. Edgeworth? Who assured that one? Looks like I can't directly look at this. Let's go ahead and see if we could connect anything. Killer's goal, signs of struggle, victim was detective, revolver. Alright, so we'll go and connect these two. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could have been belonged to our recently departed. Detective Gunshoe, can you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. The guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Alright. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. So I say you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence. Use to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use to zoom in and out and get the nitty gritty. Let's get this open. Alright, one round was spent. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with one shot after wrestling the gun with him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it's a decoy. We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. Because remember, oh, I do have cursor. The gunshot was on here, for that threat. He probably made the one gunshot to get this. Probably got one gunshot to try to make it match him out used on the victim. Guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send this bike to Jim! Why, oh why, how could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me, leave me alone, just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. Investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Right now that is all he is. Look at him. Jim looks like he just turned in for the night. Sure, just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes I am. I'm Jackus Portman, prosecutor. I screwed up the cadence there. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm a prosecutor. Detective Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth, I guess this is your office? Jack Sportsman. Yes, that is correct. That was you! You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down first, okay? Well, not. I know how things work around here. Prosecutors' office doors all have locks built into them. But only the owner of office has the key to his or her own office door. That's correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on business trip this whole time, pal. I wonder if he knows Sporticus. He's Sporticus. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Ha ha. Gumshoe, everyone. He's self-implicated. He's a really good guy. He almost definitely did not do it. Probably. Maybe. Wait, that means? I'm not sure what that means. Oh my god. Gumshoe. So it's you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You got it all wrong. Everyone just calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, then you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it a little too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. Sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. It's worse that you're dead, Jim. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? How about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then, it's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir! Once you capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner Jim. I should probably give him some space. Mr. Portman, a word if I may. Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. I'll be for the both of us. Now then, you wanted to talk to me about something? No, that's alright. Feel like I'm interrupting their conversation. Isn't that a bit morbid? Yeah. Well, that officer refused to budge for you earlier. No respect. How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. This picture is too important to mess up. I'll leave the man to his art. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's going on the floor? Must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing around. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut on? But if I had shot through it, it would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, detective. I miss my friend Murph significantly, but there's no way I'd want a picture of me next to his dear dead body. Yeah, I can imagine not. I can imagine, like, maybe a picture of you at the funeral or something. Or of the grave. It feels menacing to think of a picture of you over the grave. Well, unless if it's like you putting flowers, but that just sounds really self-indulgent. Yeah. I don't think there's any respectful way to cut it. I agree. I am sorry for your friend's passing. The way he made an impact with you, he must have been a very great guy. Guy is kind of sus. Pink is the imposter. There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Yep, the one revolver shot. Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. I have my own methods and will conduct this investigation my way. Without a magatama. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. Jacket sure brings back memories. Remember you used to wear this around the time you became a certified prosecutor. It was a present from my mentor. Prosecutor Manfred von Karma, huh? Hey, it's the guy that was talked about earlier. Yes, I don't wear it anymore. Yet I can't bring myself to throw it away. He passed away at the beginning of a year. I miss him, but used to his absence now. Okay. I'm glad you were able to adjust. I remember how hard it is. Must mean a lot to you, even with the little bittersweet memories it holds. But you know, I've got this old coat of mine hanging up in my room too, sir. Yesterday was laundry day, so it's just drying off, but you get the picture. You tried, detective. You tried. This is it, the bullet hole where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at and press T with conviction. I thought I made a typo. Well, I have sufficient proof to prove the contradiction. I present it. This is how I do things. Wrong button. This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? That's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. First felled the victim. And the second filled this frame. Hey, that's right. I gift the proof to the gods of contradictions. Drink tea with conviction. I got water. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. I almost said from a main account. I'm sorry, the guy just murdered this guy with his ult. Thanks for the redeem on the hydrate. Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun at play here? No, not necessarily would have to be. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. Scholar has lots of ruffle. He's clearly a tea drinker. He is a tea drinker. He is not a coffee drinker. And that's how you know he's like a anti-hero kind of character. Ah, secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you kindly move this frame out of the way... Roger that. Yes. Talk about Dusty. Suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. Oh. Goodo is a coffee drinker. He is. He's come from beyond the grave to prosecute. Trite. Coming from Cocoa Mugs and it's black. It is. Black as the depths of his soul. I had no idea there was a safe here. I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. That's the point. Only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now? Nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in a session. That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Secret safe data jotted down on my organizer. Won't rest until I inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Nooks and crannies. Never knew there was a safe hidden back here. Well, if detectives knew about them, then they wouldn't be secret, now would they? Because you can't afford Mountain Dew. Are there any other secret hidden things in this room? If there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them. So there's no, like, hidden camera around, right? And what if there was? No, it's nothing. Forget I said anything. Do I even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? He slurps instant ramen water. He can't afford the instant ramen. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, forensic scientist? Yes, sir. Can you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. Couldn't find, let alone left a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. As I thought. Here's that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. He can't actually eat instant ramen, it's the only food he can afford on a regular basis. Yeah. The killer's goal. We've figured it out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Wonder if knowing the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Files are a mess, pointing to the struggle between the victim and killer. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer, I mean, like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm going to shelf files like you've never seen before. Even out of the library. Sure, let's give it a try. Why do all the good ones always have to die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we could do is search for the truth. And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? Firstly, we commonly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Let me help. So this file goes here. That book is here. Sure know all about where things go despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. Okay, so... looks like the files are intact. Appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. So I suspect that the victim was killed standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. When the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. So... I feel like I already see something. Feel free to say in the chat if you notice it too. No, the good ones die young because the bad guys was doing murders, duh. But you know I'm good at blood, sir. Certain there's something wrong with this picture. Chat engagement. A little bit, yeah. Killer moved the body because it was leaning against a bookshelf. Well, this guy's pants moves out pretty well. Since, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. Victim's handprints. So, something sus about the handprints for a start. Must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. There are prints of the floor too. This must have been made when unable to stay standing. He dropped to the floor. Here's the victim was sitting in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, that was wrong voice. Oh, so that's why the victim's pants have blood on it. That'll be the logical conclusion. Put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Though it does look like the killer moved by flipped through my shelves. Wonder if they found what they were looking for. So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in the files fine. Indicates the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. So is this spot somehow connected to any evidence I hold? It was not the handprints, but rather, the bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. Oops. There's clear a contradiction here with this bullet hole. But what do you mean, sir? You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. What if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot. So yeah, if you look at it that way... He said Eureka, but never finished the sentence. Oh, Eureka. Left hand emphasization. The thumb is on the wrong side. Yeah, what? Because, yeah, it looks like the thumb's on the right side, doesn't it? Wow. That's I never noticed that. Hey, love. I see gifts from this. Would suggest the memes. The memes. Would suggest I was standing from where he was shot. And he had two left hands, apparently. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? Recognize reject guy? Means you use your brain every once in a while instead of mind, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. It was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What was the faulty assumption that caused this problem from Bull's position? The position of a body? Well, we could see that the handprints from him supporting himself. With his two left hands, the position of a handprint, that can't really be done. It would have to be the order of files. I'm definitely going for coffee on my break. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. I mean, I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on this file are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah, you see here how the files that were chopped again from number 0? What are those doing way down, all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. She's asking for pets. Going for all the pets. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Yeah. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in the numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to see how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it couldn't be. Be pleased, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is not where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faye. Then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and when he proceeded to shoot the victim, why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. Files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Now the crime scene was on time of murder. Time to give it another look. As I suspected, the bullet hole is not where it should logically be. And we figured out the killer went through your bookshelf twice. So. Indeed, there are many things the killer that doesn't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. Handprints belong to the victim, right? They make sense with body's position. Yes, he must have left him when trying to support himself after he was shot. However, the final position of the body shows that it was moved. Can you go over the crime scene with time fine-tooth comb one more time? We tracked down the man with two left hands so we could ask him. Must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. There's no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation, detective. Roger that, sir. I'm ready to go. Oh, it could be the angle of a hand. Like, you could see it as right tilt. So I think that's what's causing the thumb to look like a normal finger. Because like the side of your hand is it's just on the edge of it. I'm demonstrating as if anyone can see this. Oh, thank you, love. Yeah, got it. The edge, the edge, the edge. The edge for what it's worth. Alright, I think everyone sees what's supposed to be seen now. This... What is that? There's a file missing. Oh. Why does it say gumshoe there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, and decay of criminal activity, indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Lower your edge, because you're worth it. Direction of fingers are pointing. These fingerprints are all kind of... Those blood prints are all kinds of sus. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me. Say something, sir. Something, Mr. Detective. Appears that one of my files was stolen. Thank you. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Stolen file, it is jotted down on my organizer. Looks like Jem was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. This most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jem's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. There must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? I'll always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Maybe some other time. Tutorial. Mr. Portsman, if you are ready. Aw, if you don't have time, you could just say so, sir. Poor Gumshoe. Mr. Portman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jem's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, messed up the files to make it look like you committed theft instead. That's why you moved Jem's body that was sitting in front of a bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. It will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You tend to argue the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jem's voice. He's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. Oh, it's early in stream, but I might need some sleep. Hope we do the right thing and inject pink. But Apollo isn't a lawyer yet. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. And justice we trust. Oh, god damn it. Alright. Basic procedure, how we handle things. We're going to press on everything. Detective Gumshoe, use the... Huh? Oh, time. Oh, okay, I'll go ahead and break after this. We will go ahead and break after we get one presentation. Just so you see how it works in one fell swoop. There's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Gem, when clearly his name is Buddy Fave? Is that obvious? Gem is the perfect name for my companion. Jaquez and Gem. Will the two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Gem isn't even close to this guy's real name. Well, Jaquez and Buddy just sounds off to now, somehow. Besides, he was the first of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Gem. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Furthermore, you messed up the files. Yeah, committed to make it look like you committed theft. You only think it was necessary to disable my shelf twice to do that? That's true. Okay then. Maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? That's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them have to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing, what an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? Just all the things brought up at the beginning of a stream. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Why do you think the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? He can't afford instant ramen. I was wrong. The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing of me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about a person. Another from first impressions mode. Can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I could prove it with evidence. Couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing spike. Saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. It's like Mr. Portman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. Why are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. Gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Not a clue, Mr. Portsman, and by presenting him with some evidence. Was next the murder victim? He was the second murder victim. Okay, so I was thinking of the revolver being the contradiction, because stealing someone's gun when he would have his own. But I think it was this one. Ta-da. Nobody could have overlooked. Alright. Oh yeah, because one of the files are missing. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman. There's a serious flaw in your logic. Bring Bed to the courtroom, insists, I see. No problem, I'm game. Can't help but find it odd. Excuse me. Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. But what are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. If you have time to laugh, then you have time to take another close look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? But what? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Oh, nothing. If the files on that shelf are all about a certain case, then when the killer went to take a file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. That doesn't work. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone. There's only half of an H. If Detective Gumshoe was really the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Yeah! Which means? What exactly? What does it make, this dying message? It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low, I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm going to get him, sir, you see. Oh, I'm going to have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant, absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of an Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. So between Buddy Faith, the detective that was shot, Nix, who totally is not dead, and Gumshoe, looks like we have 3 bodies. But you know, it really is a shame. I didn't want to have to bring this up, however, what is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Come over me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me! But Mr. Edgeworth just proved I'm innocent, pal. Why'd you flutter like... whatever. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. And why do I, since you still have something to say? Flutter, flutter. Flutter, flutter. Oh my god, you're fluttering so much. Well, I was thinking... Did you know there's one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that youngly love lady here for me? Sure. Lady? We will find out this lady with Maja next time. Alright. So, taking a 5-minute-ish break. I am here. Just give me a quick second. Alright. Name is set in. Sorry about being a few minutes late, but... A lady, huh? Girl is a member of this building security. Oh no, I know. I know who she is. Girl's from member of this building security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? Now stop it, pal. Don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I've called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. A lady. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. I don't know if I'm doing the same invitation as Vikraesa did. Miss Bird is a security guard on watch tonight. I see. Never heard of a lady. I see what your point is. My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all office doors in this building. What? You're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe. And the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I could never sneak into someone's room. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's a culprit, pal. It was me, that's right, I did it. Can we really take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your host, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. Flutter, flutter. He does do fluttering a lot. Girl is only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Reason for suspicion. Pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. And if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key? Let's jot that down. Incredibly incriminating information, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like you're a prosecutor. Wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird could have used the master key. Seems the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is press. Cool, we were going to spam press. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Are you sure Miss Bird was the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but... I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean, unrelated? Want to hear what she has to say, pal. We can't really trust her to not tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? No, that's a big detail. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it would be a waste of time? You don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. Discovered the Mr. Key was missing around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this is an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken by such words. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha, likely story. Where's your proof the key was stolen to begin with? But you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things, I could practically guarantee that. For me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, but... Still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that was theft? He is not suspicious at all. Not at all. I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. This is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. Can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with few facts of my own. Oh, here's one. Alright, we'll go ahead, press and present on this one. Because we are taking a lot of time with everything. I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little me. However, with regard to the investigation of bookshelves and safe, hey, good thinking, asking for my opinion on the matter. It would be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence. There you go, one freebie. Yeah, felt that. Flap, flap, flap your coat gently down the case. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is just a bluff. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It's also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that hidden safe was part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about the safe, pal. That means there's no way Maggie could have known about either. Then you are proposing that the killer is a prosecutor. Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. He is sweating bullets. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? The curses! Why? What made you? What's with an angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Get bullets he's sweating into a gun. SMG in particular. And that means? Yeah, I know. Only I just told him to. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. Still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of a murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have the key to his office. Just arrest this guy, I know, right? Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jem who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless you retrieved it from Jem after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Makes sense the way he wants it to. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. Investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick this out. This is Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects of varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. No honor among thieves. No kidding. Wasn't about how many times I have to say this. Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gunchu, calm yourself. But sir, I have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Haha, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. That's a formal request from legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued. Save. Yeah, these cases do go pretty long. Since they are, well, the gameplay. Alright. We'll go ahead and, like I said, be pretty focused now. Not that I don't think badly of Vikraesa's slower approach, but we have a half hour to try to see what we can get from this. What's with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'll find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. And you'll see, sir. We've been kicked out of a crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen yet another gigantic ditch. Every time we see this character, she has the most extraordinary bad luck. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Ah, really, sir? For example, this hallway. Oh, wait. Much better of this argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. If that's the case, this hallway is a perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Alright. So, first of all, we see that the missing file is over here. It's... Oh, is this missing O series file, sir? No doubt about bloody letters marked clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. You did see pain. Our thief took a coin what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what were these O files about, sir? Guess they got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly, it's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to a high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. And that means the thief must have also wanted to make a file for... wanted the file for specific reasons, right? It seems so. Only pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. Wonder why anyone would care such about an old case. About such an old case. What is this basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. Heard he also played soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, murder within the halls of the prosecutor's office, no trifling matter. Must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly with post-haste. Sounds like a mystic case you got in your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. Oh gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Is this guy again? What's this basketball dude doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? Everything alright? Yes, sir, if you know. I weighed myself this morning and found I'm falling at 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was talking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. Word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Nameplates and the door are the only things I could think of to check. 1202, these 4 numbers on a plate alone were going to be my office. Oops, hey, the number plates slide right out, sir. You have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know? Although the idea that it could be so easily removed is kind of... Minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. Thoroughly made, making it near impossible to break in by force. Almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only a gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own worth and certain virtuous value, I think. You opened up to your full potential. That's a poignant trait anyone can admire. I see. So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I could do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. Okay. And she doesn't have anything weird. Awesome. This office. 1203, 1203. Hey, Maggie, whose room was this again? Mr. Portsmouth, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. Suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. That's gates every office building. Might have missed something on the couch. Alright. Oh no. Does not look like there's anything here. I don't know if we could... I really do have the HP to spare, though. I don't really readily see the connection here. Yeah, so there's a fail. Oh, I guess I have to talk to her. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. Dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. Can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing more of my notes with tea. Victim. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. Sounds like fun, just once I'd love to play with them. Sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd been that well with them. Yeah. For Mr. Edgeworth, it's how... Oh, what's that supposed to be? His brain, power, energy. Yeah, well, as mentioned in the main games, it's your credibility. Here, it's Edgeworth's focus on the truth. If he takes too many hits, he loses track of the truth, and you get the game over. It was described as the truth thing. Something like, if I make too many mistakes, I'll become straight from the truth. It's just wrestling and the HP meter, really. So yeah, I agree. It is weird. I prefer your version, to be honest. Mr. Maggie Bird, I take it that you're an acquaintance of detective. Let us hear about Miss Maggie first. Draws strong conclusions if he makes too many false assumptions, exactly. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night, you got caught up in this whirlwind of case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal, just when I become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. And no, just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. Need not worry about me, Miss Bird. Or do you need to worry about yourself? I will solve this case and prove your innocence. I'll ask in return is for your cooperation. Or maybe she's good luck. She always survived. Yeah, that's true. Foodborne illnesses can get pretty severe. Vehicles, that's easily going to mangle you. And, well, she has yet to be falsely convicted. Alright. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. I noticed it was back around 2:30 AM. She's healthy despite the bad luck. Yeah. I was just saying where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure between those two times it was not just gone, but stolen. That's not very secure. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. Always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you see. Except this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. Left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. What do you mean by use the master key? But use it to open the door for this prosecutor that had forgotten his key. I know! No visible scars or badly set bones. I mean, she does wear long sleeves, and pants, so if her limbs have mal-set bones, you might miss the details. And I don't think we've seen her walking animation, so we don't know if she walks with a limp or not. Ah, what is it? That's right, I just remembered. Prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. Well, please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly. Around 12 AM. Mr. Portsman forgot his office key, so he came down to security, sir. That's when you learn the Master Key Zone. Yeah, the prosecutor's sportsman, the one in the pink. With the flappy coat. No way, it's against the regulations to loan the Master Key out to anyone. Walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. Then what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. Well, it's around 1:30 a.m., I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, he used the Master Key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. The other kinds of blemishes spraying going on them. Yeah, no kidding. That is true, we see here in the short sleeves. I doubt you could say that you never left your keys at home to protect them. I think this calls for a thorough examination of most sportsman's door. Oh wait, no, we do see her in shorts, so... Yeah, no visible injuries on the legs either. Though they do look kind of weird. Actually, is there something wrong with her knees? Yeah, okay. I think she does... I think she was hit hard, like, on one of the accidents, considering those knees. They just seem to bend the wrong way. Won't rest until I click every upgrade. Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. Can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of the prosecutor's office. We know it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office and yet you still managed to get lost? Endless door. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works on one of these. Mr. Payne, I suppose custodial work can also be this. Oh, I like to pretend she's reverse joints slash today. That's fair. That's something to be respectful. So there's the tag. Yeah, but you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Portsman actually wanted room 1202 really badly. Since you're already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. Why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting 1202? Not sure, but I bet it's because something like his birthday is December 2nd. Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of any other reason why. I can think about at least 3. So why am I even wasting time thinking about this? Alright. Door's locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh? This officer of a high prosecutor detective. Yes, of course it will work. These doors will be pretty effective if average cat burglar can get through them. Ah, so I guess only a great cat burglar can get in. That must be how our culprit is. I advise you to return that collision to whatever pawn shop you brought it from. I don't see any signs of forced entry, and according to the guard, no signs lock was picked either. Meaning that the door really was open with a key. He happens to have to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob. Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever those thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues by. If he says never hurts to try, then that means that there's nothing. Oh, there's something new on this one. Or not. Oh, is that wrong? There's something else here. Doesn't get the... Oh, but the thieves not under here. Because there isn't enough space for anyone to hide under here anyways. I mean, I guess if someone could sort themselves a bit, I could be really impressed. Sounds to me like someone's already tried at least once before. Okay, that was it. I have logic to fit together. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. Poor Feather. What? No, wait. Well, I mean, sir? You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the Master Key had already been stolen that time. Oh, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edford. You saw the contradiction like a pro. I totally forgot to know about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time I realized the key was missing. And? Well, I'm the security guard, sir. Couldn't just admit to losing a master key, no, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking it up, sir. I saw spam on screen, but not the chat. Raystream did say, oh wow, you did 100 messages today. It could be showing that. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. I thought that maybe I could lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked. Door still hasn't been locked properly. So then this has to be locked. So that door's locked. Oh. I'd opened Mr. Portsman's office up for him a number of times before. I also had the chance to see inside his office on a number of occasions too. Got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies, rewards in it, to the point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. Maybe I just feel that way because I'm jealous since I don't have even a single one. Don't say that, Maggie. I'll make a special card of a month award just for you. Thanks for the trying. I've already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. They prove just how unbelievably unlucky my life has been. You are unscarred. You have weird good luck. One of those bots that got clicked here. Only the cheapest followers for our streamers. Yeah, I'll go. Shot through the heart. You're to blame. Gumshoe, you give love a bad name. I'm like talking to another gumshoe. I'll jump. Unfortunately, no jumping command. What am I missing over? I Did everything I could do here. Give Gomonchu a bad name. And you can't match up logic. Look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? Something by notice that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Shim. Picked up in that Sunday night job on all my cops is named Jim too. But one of them is a big fan of that show. Seems to know something about yourself. Take it you watch it too. Of course, that tie of friendship, being prosecutor and detective is great, sir. It's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Friendship, detective. I think you're mistaking it with pity. How can you say that, sir, after all we've been through, too? Friendship or pity? I'm Miss Bird. No way, she's a killer. Don't tell me you buy that accusation, sir. Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask you for a few things regarding her security guard position. Only asking, that's okay. Stand next to her and press space. To talk about whatever topic you pick. Once ask her about offense, all you have to do is present her with tea. Maybe I have to present Keegan. Edgeworth is as bad as Goombella, damn. I recommend showing different people different things. You'd be surprised what they say. Thank you for the explanation, though I don't know how to call it. Yep. The good old trick of present everything. Oh, I already did this. Present everything. I thought this would have been it. That's the prosecutor's badge, is it? This proves you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could become a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that one just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea to you. I guess not. Second thought, they're actually on the same level. Oh. Oops. And I can't. I am actually stuck. Alright, you could use the deuce. Contradiction here between reality and the evidence. What Mr. Bride? Why do I keep saying it's because like all the other misters and everyone else? Literally the only miss in this section. If Miss Bride was true, then why is the door locked tight? Huh? You know you're right. Miss Bride, are you sure you didn't relock this door? Certain of it, sir. I don't think Mr. Portsman knows to himself unless if I have it. Which means what, sir? That means he actually does have the key to his office. Was at the door, Miss Bride, opened wasn't the one at all. This one, but completely different. She opened a different door? Then how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. We can't do the prints on the doorknob because... they were wiped. Prints on the mask screen won't do anything special. Actually, they might just say like, oh, we could look at this, but oh wait, it's wiped. Prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you. Yeah, you pal. Do us a favor. See what you can lift from this, okay? Alright, because 1303 was not wiped. What did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring. Sorry, I found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Whose prints should be on this doorknob? Miss Bird's, of course. She's lying on the tote bed. Finding anywhere to find yourself comfortable. Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean? Yes, the door Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. What have we here? Well, first of all, does this look like a scrap of paper? I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. About 3 pieces of evidence by. Just like we talked about on the phone, looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later. Note from evidence. From victim. It's for Mr. Portsman. And this is rather odd. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of his hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. Guess I shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. Positioning of a hoop is definitely unnatural. Better take note of this. Investigation is complete. Looking around this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh, how so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Well, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. As Brian behind this murder is nothing more, no other than Mr. Portsman. She's back to chewing the feather. The pink man himself who we found sus. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it, that's exactly what my logic said. Senses were hiccuping to me too. I suspect some propensity accused Maggie being the killer, sir. I think you just were angry. That was anything but logical. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on Truth's door. The mastermind, the mind behind it all. Mr. Portsman, sir? I finished processing the bloody letters, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there, take care of this. Rah! Good catch. Just in time to take a book to the face. He was being pretty suspicious. He was being absolutely suspicious. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe, and a blind you, Mr. Portsman. Got you now. Get off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? That's no joke. We know, Jackie Portsman, that you are a guilty party of this case. He's playing with a fish toy that's batteries are flat. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you could stay if you'd promise to stay out of our way. Tend to hide under your crimes under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I could see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask upon which upon your cowl. There's a spy in our base. Haha, who'd ever thought would be come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your monster was meant for Don Karma, right? Oh hey! Background on Edgeworth. Legendary prosecutor who had never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Well, he teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Like, don't try to play mind games with me, because it won't work. Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using with mouth fears is, for now, is explaining yourself. Now that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, the game's up. Oh my gosh. There is a cheap viewers guy. Yeah! You got that, Jules? I will go ahead and get this. Okay, thank you. Good work. Alright. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove it? Yep, thank you. I really shouldn't have paused for that. Sorry. Only the highest quality viewers will out here. Yes! I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlock your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad for doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we're not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. Suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence. Alright, let's press this one. Fortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier. Speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. Which I do now. Should I raise an objection? You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Haha, alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door. I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less. Wait, hold on a sec. Never laid full finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did. But only to direct. You sweating bullets? That's right, use your finger to direct this person to my door with the master key. Yeah, I'd ask Miss Bird to open your office door for you, yes? And then move the mouse away from the middle of the screen. God damn it. Yes. Yeah, I can't forget my kit. Forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. Why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had to mislead her, to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Huh, and how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. that the door she was opening was yours and not in fact mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make this bird think it was his room? It would have to be the basketball hoop. It's been moved. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it was left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit around just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Ah! That's very true, sir. Because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To send from my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. Don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he tends to claim his own innocence then, does he? I'm as pure as innocent as my jacket. This bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who's the one truly covered in slime here. Alright. Oh, single reason to suspect me. Given you quite a few reasons, actually. But none of these would stand up on their own. What about all the evidence? It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push and all I have to do is find a flaw in his testimony. Using the master key, of course. Sure. You have a problem with that? That is what the master key is used for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you. What were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? We're going through your law book from start to finish? Mainly batting practice in some ways, and oh, I jog when I get the chance. Oh, you must be the prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workouts, so... Ah! No, you were not. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This was a note the victim left for you, Mr. Portman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, "But you're out." You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Working out 1 a.m. Ah! Shall I explain in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room. The very room you had Miss Bird open for you. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence I have made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! There's proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. The door? I had your door dusted for prints. My door? Ha! What for? Why were you working out at 1 a.m.? Because I lost control of my life! Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way, if she really was the one who opened your door, their prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all prints on my office doorknob have been quite clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's friends were on the film. You think it's time you give up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from Maroon, whose occupant was on leave. Let's report, men. You killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Just what's so funny, pal. Well, that took stiff seriousness on the face of his office's private. That look of stiff seriousness on the face of his office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all. You even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stopping. Trying to be slippery. Just admit the crime already. But as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial. So full of conjecture. Say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I could readily confess I had wiped the doorknob down well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. Which is why I wiped the doorknob down as soon as I could after you opened your door. After that, it makes sense that only gems in my prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all I know, you could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, though that's no excuse. That's just clout light. There's no way you didn't notice a door that size. Can't prove it, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Horseman makes a good point. I can't prove I didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I just realized I had one while we were talking. Guess it would have been better for all of us if I told you sooner. I forgot it goes this long. Memory serves, he came back to this office around 2 a.m. Then they had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But exactly at that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. Sure, the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi. You really think that's perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, yes sir, I'll check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir? I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. Guys down criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 a.m. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. There must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Correct, it was around 2 a.m. Sure, it was really important to me that you're spawned with time. Remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Ooh, giving testimony like a pro, so you came back to your office at 2. But as you say, however, you're the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. Tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see. Oh, come now. Sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? Getting to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It matters that you ran into the culprit. paid the Criminal Affairs Department a visit. Yep, right after I left Prosecutor's Building, I head straight for the precinct. Well, we did go around to ask for your testimony. Just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said they saw you at the office around that time. So you have a perfect alibi. Stay sad, my sleeve. Ugh. Possible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why this solemn look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we reached the end of the line. It's time to get off this crazy train. You there. Sir. Please escort the young lady out, but remember to be gentle. Maggie. Detective Gumshoe. Is there nothing I can do? Must be a way to turn this situation around. If I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on its alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time. With logic. Sure, I could not have been Mr. Portsman. What could have been? There were 2 rearrangements. That is very strange. Evidence points to the shelves being disturbed once before and once after the murder. But who's to say that the person who did it the second time is the same as the first? Which could mean that there was another person who paid to visit my office tonight. If indeed there were 2 culprits, that resolves the contradiction behind our murder weapon. Despite the fact that there were 2 bullets here in this room, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, leaving the possibility that the other bullet was fired from the other visitor's gun. Furthermore, we suppose the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back. As a sportsman, it seems I needed to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth! Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means the killer was someone else. It means that in actuality there were 2 culprits stolen to my office tonight. What do you mean 2? Explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Now you're just leading into the argument. Don't have any actual proof, you know. Could you please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman? Then, if you are really innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Yeah. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. That was the first time. So then this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And just when he was about to look somewhere else, he should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith. Why didn't Mr. Faith go into your room, sir? Well, he had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he knows sounds coming from my office would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? He must have thought it was odd, so he came into his office to check it out. Correct, and then as a detective, it was the right thing to do. When he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as the lonely evil life. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. Silenced Mr. Faith from catching him in the act. Sweating bullets. Enough to load another SMG. So it's the moment in which the first shot was fired, one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. Such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were simple as that, all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another? Visitor, sir? Yes, and another person's objective was to steal something from me. Well then, even after Mr. Portsmouth left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, then entered my room and searched through my shelves. So the second time they were disturbed and would seem to be found their prize. Still an O file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. The shelves were getting messed up twice in 2 bullets. It's all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. The alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visits. What's so funny, pal? Circumstance. Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth, after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's big F, your theory is right, will indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, relevant. Flap flap. But there's still one defining point of your argument, for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that was the first visitor. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe that, sir. Don't worry, Maggie, I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. The person you met was really just a plain old thief. Why is that person not your main suspect? That is if your theory is correct. I'm sorry, there's... Thief, your fancy should be your real suspect, shouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. He might still be nearby. Hate to repeat myself, but as I already said, I was training in my room. Mr. came to deliver evidence to me. I was down at criminal affairs. Could be expected to know what happened around here after I left. Think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course, now's the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think at all it's dead-end. Your ally might be fascinating. Let's continue where you left off, shall we? Point you. Oh, he's lying. Oh, he was here at the scene of the crime. Just have to find a way to prove it. And quickly, because we are overtime. Holy shit. Escaped, I highly doubt people knew you're nearby. Never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh? So you like you know quite a little bit about the thief. Nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all. I will try to present the file. Did not work. Really? I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it? Nothing. Let's move on. Don't like you after all, sir. Concentrate. Careless of me. Can't afford to do that. Or the truth will slowly slip away. Oh, oops. According to Mr. Faith's note. I thought we cleared that up. Then we say Jim left that note for me early evening. Got proof he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered. Don't have any, no? See, so since again I was in my office. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? He said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. None of these sofas in the hallway, he likes to sleep on this. It's one of his habits. What evidence he brought? There are things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. Piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the crack. There it is. There were 3 pieces. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me. Fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by... Ah, it says Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portman. That fail. That pile. I can't believe, to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where's the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. We do need to start saying alarm. Detective Gumshoe! You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. But don't come any closer. I'm warning you. It's all part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me. Yeah. Hey, what's this? Yeah, this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. Why would he hide something like that? Only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber, because it would unequivocally point to that person as himself as real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. Hey, woo, what's this? For a section of the tape that will drive blast nail into his coffin. KG8 incident. That's police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Skip casing a thorough once over. Oh, right. That's blood, isn't it? Yes, I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. I mean, this might be Detective Faith's blood? No, you've got it all wrong. We were supposed to be 2 hours today. No ball of denial can save you. We have run but simple blood tests to find the truth. Yeah. Told us you have received evidence from victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how the victim's blood did find its way onto this video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was it that the moment as I was deaf? Did Detective Faith have the videotape on his personage when he killed him? I'll be a few more minutes, half-hour ago. You know very well there's no way to prove it. Not even if we examined this tape for fingerprints. Yeah. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to murderous one, you and Mr. Faith. We can't stop until Portsmouth says it. Impossible. Jump. He ate his coin. Impressive. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. I think I had the flashes off, so probably skipped a lot of flashing. Yeah, screen flashes are off. So there would have been like several flashes through that, but I figured to be easier on people's eyes. I turned them off. Mr. Sportsman has been placed under arrest for Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. The results we got back from lab techs turned out to be real solid. Blood work came back here and was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. bonus, so we're able to lift a few best faiths fragments as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Edgeworth. Still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'll be kind of speed reading this. I'm pressed beyond words, sir. It's nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught in the murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Oh, it's nothing. Really, compared to what I've been through, I mean. Consider myself lucky when it was only burglary and murder this time. If I had been a hold-up or hostage situation, I would have had thrown my hands up in the air. Kept following, rising up from goddess of misfortune, so just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Sportsman was really one corrupt prosecutor. Why would you say he's corrupt? I heard there was a number of suspicious things related to court cases. Even rumors about some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? Say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases from really vague reasons. Ooh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. Never did your rounds asking what his reason for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near to the topic, just clammed up. Though we could be pretty certain it was to steal something. Just between me and me, sir, but remember that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well, foreshadowing. Mr. Sportsman is not willing to divulge everything. I think it only was Chris to remember. See, we have heard of the last of this. Huh? Mr. Sportsman is the bad guy? Didn't say that. Rather, there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence. So who stole this file or the other villain of the night? Yeah, I wonder who it was. What happened to the stolen pages? I wonder. Who in the world was it that held me up at that gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes? Came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? That's just any bird. It's mark of a raven. Three-legged raven. And you should know what this is, Sick. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it's mark of a great thief, Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu, that's a mouthful. A mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu's molten modern Robin Hood. Labeled as mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes out well. We don't know about this thief's multiple goal, we do know the targets. Like to find, make public, corrupt dealings. Theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is set forth. Instead, chosen corporation infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some day later, the evidence that's found is set out from Macedonia, along with a single card. But it's been a while since last appearance. Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. CC. Location where the thief put the stolen files. Since sold Santa's files was Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. Murder in my office. The return of a great thief, Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. Were they heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago? And that is the end of this chapter. We are in a rush, so thank you for coming, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed. And let's go ahead and save in case we go back to this. And alright, hope everyone enjoyed and have a great night. Remember to boop next. I will boop next on the way out. Oh, I just saw the boop next. Alright. Oh, and I do see the hijack, thank you. I will get a refund on that jump off redemption. Looks like I cannot do that. Oh, sorry about missing several hijacks. We will sort that out. Have a great day.